брати, дорогі друзі, Церква Ісуса Христа, дозвольте мені привітати вас у цей скорботний час під час цього траурного служіння миром Господнім, тим привітанням, яким привітав Ісус Христос своїх учнів, коли вони були збентежені по тому, як Він був розп'ятий. Друзі дорогі, у нас сьогодні середа, як зазвичай у нас кожного разу проводиться регулярне служіння, але сьогодні воно має абсолютно інший зміст. Ви знаєте, що Господь оприділив в своєму рішенні 22 роки забрати молодого брата, юнака у своїй небесній оселі. Бог його переселив. Ми скорбимо, скорбить вся церква, скорблять батьки, скорблять рідні, близькі. Ви знаєте, коли брат Віталік зателефонував мені, що в нього це сталося, мене так якби холодною водою лідяною облили. Я просто занімів, не мав що говорити. Так я то тяжко сприйняв то. Але що робити, шановні мої брати і сестри? Ми, люди, ми не знаємо, чому так Господь робить. У нас є тисячі запитань, і ми не можемо дати собі відповіді на них. Але ми одне знаємо, що віруючим, покликаним по Божому повелінню, по Божій волі, все діє на добро. Ви знаєте, нашою людською логікою нам, людям здається, ну яке це добро, що ти забрав, зрізав таку молоденьку, гарну квіточку, тільки-но жити. Ну, Господь знає, чому так. І я би хотів, шановні мої брати і сестри, щоб ми особливо не переймалися, щоб ми розуміли, що взагалі без волі Божої нічого не стається на землі. Ми розуміємо, що так розпорядився Отець Небесний. І ми будемо, безумовно, смуток, жаль, печаль, ми не можемо вкласти ні в які слова. Но разом з тим ми маємо надію на нашого Господа. І я маю бажання зачитати один зміст Священного Писання, і ми будемо з вами молитися. Каже апостол Павло в післанні до Солонян, першому післанні, 4 глава, з 13 віршу такі слова. «Не хочу ж я, брати, щоб не віддали ви про покійних, щоб ви не сумували, як інші, що надії не мають. Коли бо ми віруємо, що Ісус був умер, воскрес, так і покійних через Ісуса приведе Бог із Ним. Бо це ми вам кажемо Словом Господнім, що ми, хто живе, хто полишений до приходу Господнього, ми не попередимо покійних. Сам бо Господь із наказом при голосі архангела та при Божій сурмі зійде з неба, і перші воскреснуть умерлі в Христі, потім ми, що живемо і позосталися, будемо схоплені разом із ними на хмарах, на зустріч Господню на повітрі, і так завсіди будемо з Господом. Отож, потішайте один одного цими словами». Ви знаєте, брати мої і сестри, я не випадково звернувся до цього змісту Священного Писання. Певно, будучи мудрим, натхненним Духом Святим, апостол Павло спостерігав, що ставалося в церквах, що ставалося між віруючими. І він, маючи відкриття від Бога, говорить прямо. Каже, я не хочу, щоб ви залишилися не в порозумінні, щоб ви не сумували, як ті, що не мають надії. Безумовно, брати мої і сестри, ми розуміємо, що розлука, що смерть, вона ніколи не приносить радість у родину, ніколи не приносить радість у сім'ю. Але ми розуміємо, я ще раз і ще раз наголошую, що без волі Божої нічого не стається. І я би хотів, щоб хоч то важко, хоч то боляче, хоч то важкі слова, але ми повинні все приймати як з руки Господньої. Тому що Він контролює, Він правильно чинить, Він робить все досконало. Ми просто того не розуміємо. Шановні мої, дорога засмучена родина, користуючись тим, що я отут коротенький цей час, я хочу виразити вам глибоке співчуття. Ви знаєте, як я поважав вас, ви у мене на участку, і цей брат був у мене на участку пресвітерському, а брат Віталік, служитель на участку моєму пресвітерському. Ми разом трудилися, все. Ви знаєте, це сколихнуло. Мені здається, що кожен присутній на цьому місці повинен задуматися. Якщо абсолютно не підготовлено, якщо абсолютно не передбачено, прийшла смерть і зробила свою справу, може бути любий на тому місці, особливо молодь, задумайтеся, переоцініть цінності, зрозумійте, що тільки в Ісусі Христі наша доля і наше щастя. Я попрошу, шановні мої, піднімемося на ноги і в щирій молитві звернемося до Бога, щоб Господь поблагословив це служіння, щоб Він Духом Святим скерував цим служінням траурним, предпохороннім, і щоб Він потішив Духом Святим скорботні серця. Будемо молитися. Отець наш Небесний, Боже святий та праведний, перед Тобою стоїмо, ось церква Твоя, засмучені серця наші, на очах сльози у нас, Господь. Нам важко розставатися, Господь, нам важко зустрічати такі події, але Ти, всесильний, всемогутній Бог, керуєш всесвітом. І, Господі, я переконливо вірую кожною клітинкою свого організму, що без волі Твоєї нічого не стається на землі. Певне, було таке вприділення Твоє, Отче праведний. Твій муж Давид сказав свого часу, що очі Твої бачили зародиш мій. Ти формував внутрішності мої, і Ти порахував мої дні тоді, коли ще ні одного з них не було. Господь, Ти оприділив такий вік для цього дорогого нашого брата. Певно, Ти знайшов його готового. І ми, Господь, переконливо віруємо, що він сьогодні знає своє оприділення. Він сьогодні зустрівся зі своїм Спасителем Ісусом Христом, якого він полюбив з дитинства і в молодому віці. Боже святий, поблагослови це служіння. Господи, поблагослови кожного, хто буде мати промову, буде проповідувати чи говорити свідчення. Поблагослови кожний номер цієї програми, яка складена, Господь. Нехай все буде, Господь, Тобі на славу. Господи, а нам на збудову. Господи, поблагослови нас. Залишися з нами, Господь, і потішай серця наші. Всели ту надію, що прийде той час, що Ти своєю проколеною святою правицею зітреш сльози з очей наших, і смерті вже не буде, печалю не буде, і плачу не буде. Ми будемо вічно радуватися в Твоїх святих небесах. Боже святий, помилуй нас, будь з нами, а Тобі, вічному Богові, складаємо поклін і пошану, славу і хвалу, Отець, Син і Святий Дух. Амінь. Отче наш. Хліб наш щоденний. Можете присісти.
Ми займаємо місця в присутності Божій. Ми дякуємо кожному з вас, хто прийшов на це місце. Ми бачимо, що зал переповнений, вже починають займати бокові сидіння. Це говорить про те, що з тою пошаною і повагою ви прийшли віддати ту честь і підтримати цю родину. Нехай Божа благодать і Боже благословіння воно буде над цим служенням. Ця пісня хорова, яка буде звучати зараз, вона має такі прекрасні слова «I'll be there». Я буду там, де Небесний Господь, де ми зустрінемо всіма нашими ближніми. І нехай Боже помазання буде над кожним серцем. Амен.
Why life always happens like it does. start.
Ближче, о Боже мій, до Тебе йду, хоч і страждання тут часто несу. Ближче, о Боже мій, ближче, о Боже мій, до Тебе йду. Я подорожній тут, на цій землі, і відпочинок лиш знайду в Тобі. Вдень і в порі
their time. Why, God, do people fall apart? A promise entering becomes a broken thing, a road that got too hard. I don't understand, but I understand. Why, God, I need you. It's why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. It's why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I'll find you are right by my side. Why, God, do we feel so alone? Every single day, fighting through the pain, hoping there is hope. I don't understand, but I understand. Why, God, I need you. It's why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. It's why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I'll find you are right by my side. Oh, give me a faith stronger than I have. I need to know that it hurts this bad. You hold my heart when it breaks, and I'm not alone in this place. That's why, God, I need you. Why, God, I run to your arms over and over again. It's why, God, I cling to your love and hold on for dear life. And I'll find you are right by my side, always right by my side, even here in the white, God.
Hello, my name is Slavik Globak. I want to invite the youth, the teens choir to come up behind me and some of the leaders. All of the leaders. Teen leaders. So I work with the teens at this church and for too many years, and the Rapatyy family and the Nikifrets family, so many of your children have passed through our doors. You know, Max, Ilona, Dennis, Mark, you know, Aaron, Jason, Arthur himself, so many people. And the best part is when they grow up and they come join our as leaders. And Arthur was one of our leaders for the past, I think, going on 5 years. He was working with our teens. I have this theory that he needed to be there because his cousin Mark is very enthusiastic and very funny, and Arthur is more on the serious side, so they needed to be together. Yeah, we just love him very much. We love your family. The teens and the leaders wanted to sing a song, and some of our leaders are going to share just a quick word about Arthur. And before I pass on the microphone, I wanted to share something very, very recent. This was just in February. The youth invited us to speak around Valentine's Day. Vitalik, Ina, you guys were here. We were speaking, and I remember seeing Arthur and his brothers here. And then as we were walking out, I came up to him. I'm like, hey, isn't that weird? Your parents were up here. They're sharing about marriage and life. And he's like, no, it's not weird at all. He's like, you know, we talk about this stuff all the time at home. And it was like a very, very nice thing to hear and a really good lesson that sounds like you guys had a really good relationship and you guys talked about, you know, important things, not just the weather and things like that. May God bless you. And again, the whole family, we love all of you guys.
Hi, my name is Marina Globak, and I'm also one of the leaders responsible for teen ministry. I wanted to share a few memories of Arthur, or just a few things about Arthur. So Arthur was very responsible, and he took his assignments seriously and always delivered. One of my favorite memories is from this last camp. Him in his cabin with Mark for like a skit on the last night, they had to write a song. And I remember seeing Arthur in lunchtime with a pencil and paper, and I was just like, what is he doing? But he was preparing a song, and it was just shocking to us, and it was wonderful, and I was just very impressed. He kind of did everything he could for his cabin to do a very good job. The other thing I wanted to mention, that Arthur was generous. He was very generous towards the teen ministry, towards the teens. You will see in a video that we will show soon. First part of our teen ministry, we all gather together, and the last 30 minutes, we break into small groups. And his small group was next to my classroom, and I would always see Arthur kind of carrying like pizzas or chips or like bringing snacks to his boys to the classroom. And I just thought like, wow, that was really sweet, really kind. They always had a good time in their classroom and with their teen boys. Nina and Vitalik, I just wanted to say you raised such a wonderful son, and we'll definitely miss him.
I'm Oleg. I'm also with the teen ministry. I had a chance to serve with Arthur for many, many years now, and it's honestly hard to try to choose one memory to talk about in this such short amount of time. But if I could, one thing that brought all the memories together in one, the foundation of all of them, is that Arthur, to describe him in ministry is he's not the one who would desire the spotlight or the attention. What Arthur's desire was to serve God. It was to serve the people next to him, to serve the teens. One thing that I always loved about Arthur is he always made the best massages. It's honestly amazing. Like, it wouldn't be like a 2-second rub. He would like get in there for 10, 15 minutes, and you'd be a new man by the time he's done with you. It was honestly amazing. One more thing I wanted to mention. The last memory I had with Arthur was the day before he passed. I was talking to him and asking him to share in the teens service that was supposed to be tonight. He was supposed to start the service with a short little intro and a prayer, and it was just amazing to me. Like, he was just like, yeah, let's do it, all in, no questions, no buts, ifs, no kind of, sort of. He was all, yes, let's do it. And it's amazing that, less than 24 hours before he met Jesus, he pledged to serve God. So with that, I just want to share my deepest condolences to the family, and may God bless you guys.
Care
Sorry, I'm going to be a little emotional, but I still want to come up here and say something. So, Oleg and I, we have a daughter and 3 boys. And when time comes, we went through a lot of names to choose a name for our sons. And when you think of a name, you always associate with someone you know. And Arthur came up a few times. And I thought to myself, it's a handsome boy name. And not only that, but the Arthur I know was a great guy. And he truly was. We have a unique opportunity to watch young teens enter our ministry and grow throughout the years. So I've seen Arthur come to teens, grow and mature. He graduated and he decided to come back as a leader. I'm grateful to have known Arthur. I'm grateful to have good conversation with him, to see him love the Lord, love to serve, and love the people. Vitalik and Inachka, you have raised a young man who had a gentle spirit and a heart that loved the Lord. He will forever be a role model to the teens, a role model to the youth, and an example of an ideal son to the parents. May God and the Holy Spirit comfort you.
So the video we're going to show you is just the years we spent together in teen services. So just all the different things that we did with Arthur.
There's a grace when the heart is under fire. Another way when the walls are closing in.
the space between where I used to be and this reckoning. I know I will never be alone. There was another in the fire, standing next to me. There was another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding of how I've been set free, there is a cross that bears the burden, where another died for me. There is another in the fire. Oh, my dead left for dead beneath the water. I'm no longer a slave to my sin anymore. And should I fall in the space between what remains of me and this reckoning, either way I won't bow to the things of this world. And I know I will never be alone. There is another in the fire, standing next to me. There is another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding what power set me free, there is a grave that holds nobody. Now that power lives in me, there is another in the fire. 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 I can see the light in the darkness, as the darkness passes through him. I can hear the roar in the heavens, as the space between wasting. I can feel the ground shake beneath us, as the bricks and walls cave in. Nothing stands between us, and nothing stands between us. There is no other name but the name that is Jesus. He who was and still is and will be through it all. So come on, mate, in the space between all the things unseen and this reckoning. I know I will never be alone. There'll be another in the fire, standing next to me. There'll be another in the waters, holding back the seas. And should I ever need reminding how good you've been to me, I'll count the joy come every battle, 'cause I know that's where you'll be. There is another in the fire. 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 I know it's all you've got to just be strong. And it's a fight just to keep it together, together. I know you think that you are too far gone, but hope is never lost. Hope is never lost. Hold on, don't let go. Hey, hold on,
Praise be to the Most High. I want to thank you all for coming here today. For those of you who don't know, my name is Max Nikiforets, and Arthur was my best friend, my cousin. He was family. The title of this speech is For Arthur. 1 week ago today, I was in the sauna with Arthur, and I told him, I can't wait until your wedding so that I can finally tell everyone who my best friend really is. Today, I'm here to tell you all who Arthur was. I could have never imagined that it would be at his funeral instead of his wedding. On June 13th, 1999, Arthur Rapatyy was born in Ukraine into the arms and hearts of Vitalik and Inna Rapatyy. 10 days later, I was born. As early as I can remember, Arthur was by my side. Arthur was my cousin, my best friend, my rock and my ground. From living in the same apartments when we were little to living 8 minutes away from each other when our families moved into houses, to attending the same middle and high schools. Life with Arthur by my side is all that I've known. We would fight over who massaged each other first because the first massage was always better than the last. When we were in apartments, we were 3 years old or 4 years old, and both of us still vividly remember this. It was like a cold November night, and I don't know what we were doing. I don't know how we got outside. We were outside of our apartments. We hopped the fence into the pool of the apartments, and it was empty. And we were playing. I remember we were playing Pirates and Catch and Rescue, and he was throwing the life thing to me, and we were just having a good time. Meanwhile, outside of the gates of the apartments, all of our family is searching for us, going crazy, wondering where we are. But none of that mattered to us because we were together. And that's how it was our entire life. For those of you that were at my wedding, you know that Arthur shared that same story. He was my best man at my wedding. Nothing mattered when you were with him. He was always so present. When we were younger, before iPhones and game systems, all we had was the home phone. So we would talk, sometimes for 6-7 hours at a time. I would spend entire days talking to my best friend. We would argue whose dad has a cooler car, or whose dad could beat their dad up, who's smarter, who's going to be taller, who can run faster. We would make plans for our future. We spent so much time together that we developed the same tastes in music, cars, hobbies. Towards recent times, we grew so alike that he would finish entire sentences for me, and I would finish entire sentences for him. He would come to me, and he would say, hey, you know this person? And I would already know what he's going to say because I thought the same exact thing about that person and that thing. We had similar hobbies. In 2013, we were obsessed with longboarding. I remember we would go to my neighborhood and find the biggest hills and see who could go down them faster, who could slide down them longer. All we would need is our boards and a few quarters to get an iced tea from the gas station. How I wish I could go back to those days. Those times will forever only exist in my memories. Arthur was competitive. He would always be up for a challenge, even if he stood no chance. It was never about winning. It was about the bond it created. Arthur was and always will be one of the most intelligent and gifted people I have ever known. Everything that I knew, Arthur knew better. He would spend countless hours watching documentaries and informative videos online on virtually every topic possible. Arthur was a hands-on person. He would always have, his hands had to always be doing something, creating, fixing, building. It was what he loved. His knowledge didn't stop at the books. Arthur had an amazing gift. Arthur had an amazing gift of reading people and understanding their character minutes after meeting them. He was extremely emotionally intelligent, and he would use this gift to bring light into people's lives. He would gravitate towards people who were outcasts, people who were awkward, people who didn't have many friends, and he would make them feel understood and loved. He would always get you to talk about yourself first. And then he would take what he learned and use it to make you feel included, loved, and appreciated. He would take your smallest success and make you feel like the greatest accomplishment in the world. As we grew older into our teen years, we fell into the wrong crowd and got into a lot of trouble. At school, at home, with the law. We made it very difficult on our parents, especially when we reached high school. And in the midst of these difficult times, we often felt as the only people we had were each other. Arthur always had my back, and he knew that I had his. I was his shoulder to cry on, and he was mine. Over the years, God put a conviction on our hearts of the trouble and pain our actions were causing our parents, especially our mothers. And we made a pact with each other to change that and to bring them joy and happiness instead of sorrow, and to honor them with our actions and character. If one of us was going too far off the deep end, we would keep each other in check. We would hold each other accountable for our actions. It was this accountability that kept us together and kept us on the right track. And it is this accountability that I will forever miss. The Lord began to purify our hearts and open our eyes to how our actions affected the people around us, especially our loved ones. And He gave us a heart for their hurt. We knew that we needed to change. God began to open our eyes to recognize our parents put everything on the line to come to America and to give us a better life. How our dads sacrificed their health and time, truck driving for years away from home to give us a better future. We knew that the Lord had greater plans for our lives. I remember recently Arthur was telling me, he knew that he had a lot of potential to serve the Lord, and he didn't want it to go to waste. In 2018, we made a covenant with God and devoted our lives to Him through water baptism. After that point in our lives, we made it our personal mission to keep that covenant by doing all that we could for those around us to reflect the image of Jesus Christ on this earth. To strangers at the gas station, to our friends, to our families, and most importantly, to our parents. In the coming years, Arthur made massive changes to the way he spoke to others, about others, and the way he treated those who mistreated him. And everyone who knows Arthur can attest that he always put himself last. A wise man once said, "To be on good terms with everyone, you will have to lose from time to time." And Arthur didn't mind losing. Arthur had the biggest heart of gold there was. I remember him telling me one time a homeless man had approached his car late at night when he was eating at Taco Bell in the parking lot. And he was asking him for a couple bucks for some food. And I remember Arthur telling me that he had to get up early the next morning for work at 5 a.m. and that he wanted to just give him that money and go. But he said that something inside of his heart told him to start talking to the man. And he began a conversation with him. And he ended up not just buying him food, but getting him a hotel room for the night so that he could have a warm place to sleep. And he drove home that night thankful to the Lord that he was there in that moment for that man. I can proudly stand here today with confidence, knowing that Arthur is in heaven above with the Lord. His salvation was stamped and sealed. I know that Arthur had a lot of unfinished business on this earth. He wanted to get married. He wanted to do more for the church. He wanted to do more for his friends and family. He was just beginning his life, and he never got the chance. But today, he is honoring his parents in front of every person that he has ever known. As we celebrate and remember the 22 years that the Lord gave him on this earth. But I know that if he was here today, he would tell me and everybody here that we still have a chance to cherish the ones that we love. We still have a chance to love the ones who are broken. We have a chance to appreciate those who are unappreciated and to see those who feel unseen. Arthur was not a minister. He did not preach on stage. He didn't prophesy in the halls. His ministry was in his daily life, being an example for those around him, being an example for the teens that he led in church, being an example for his brothers on how to honor your parents and especially your mother, being an example to our friends on how to be humble, how to be a man. He was an example for me. By taking in the broken, loving those who hurt, caring for the less fortunate, and showing the same love that Jesus Christ showed us when he died on that cross. And so, Arthur, although you were not able to accomplish all that you wanted, your mission will continue to be fulfilled, because I know how many hearts are being impacted by this sudden, unforeseen, and tragic loss. And so I leave you here with this question today. Where is your daily ministry in your life? We are one heartbeat away from eternity. To Arthur, my day one, my OG, my blood, my homie, I love you forever. Until we meet again, brother. To Ina, you were Arthur's entire heart. He loved you and respected you so much for your work ethic and your strength. He loved you so much. And told me how much he cherishes you and how much he wanted to take care of you and let you know always that he loved you so much. Vitalik, Arthur was always so thankful for everything that you did for him and your family. We always said that you were the strongest man that we ever knew. To Diana, Arthur would always tell me that he would always pray for God to give you strength to take care of Chloe, Charles, and Heidi. He loved you greatly. Jason, Arthur was so proud of you. You don't even know. Your maturity, your strength, and how much you grew in the last few years. He took example from you. Aaron, Arthur always did his very best for you. And he always tried to be the best big brother that he ever could. He loves you. To Jennifer, you were the love of Arthur's life. I remember how many times he would call me after your dates to tell me how amazing you were and how you made him a better person. Jennifer, I pray that God gives you supernatural peace and heals your heart from this tragedy. May the Lord comfort your hearts in these times of immeasurable loss and pain. May you be comforted with the knowledge that Arthur is in heaven with his baby sister Abigail and our Lord and Savior. On March 4th, 2022, Arthur won the race. Amen.
There's a peace I've come to know, though my heart and flesh may fail. There's
This group right here was what Arthur started. We had a group of Jesus guys is what we call ourselves. We have a study every Tuesday night. And on Tuesday, Arthur messages all of us, and he's like, hey guys, we should get back together and start studying the scripture. And Arthur initiated that. He started that. Arthur was such a big component in our friend group. We all held him so dearly to our hearts. He was closer than a brother, and we loved him very dearly. We're going to miss him a lot. And we'll miss him. We'll miss him. And Ina, Vitaly, Jason, Aaron, Diana, we feel you guys raised such an amazing son, had such an amazing brother, such a great example in your life. And we're thankful that we got to meet him, and thankful that you guys raised him and molded him in the person he was. We believe that we will see him. We believe that he sang this song with us up in heaven, and he's smiling at us. And yeah, we loved him. We loved him. We'll miss him till we meet again.
A eulogy of Arthur's life. On October 22nd, 1995, the young Vitaly and Ina Rapatyy got married in the beautiful city of Chernivtsi. God blessed them with 5 children: Diana, Arthur, Jason, Aaron, and Abigail. The sweet Abigail had a short life before she joined Jesus in heaven on August 28th, 2016. Our dearest Arthur was born June 13th, 1999. He was a very, very special baby boy. His mama could spend hours just watching him as he slept peacefully. On the 26th of July, the year 2000, the Rapatyy family made the big transition to the United States of America. Arthur continued to be a sweet, silly, and tender-hearted son. Ina shared memories that he would often just walk into her room while she laid in bed resting, and he would lay right next to her asking, "Can I just warm myself a little by you?" He would never pass by his mom without a tight hug. His heart was as loving as it was honest. He never desired for someone to be less than. He treated people equally and was generous with his time and encouragement. Arthur was involved in his church, Ukrainian Bible Church, from a young age. And as he grew into his early adult years, he began serving as a leader in the teens ministry. Some of his hobbies included being creative, building things with his brothers, watching YouTube videos to learn anything new he needed to do, playing football, fishing in his neighborhood pond, and being outdoors. He helped his parents with their business early on and continued to take on his own position. He worked with excellence and made his parents proud in all he did. A key moment in his life was becoming an uncle. He would often be found holding one of his nephews or nieces, loving on them, teaching them, and they were all very drawn to him as well. In Arthur's 22 years of life, he likely didn't get to achieve all that he dreamed about, but he truly lived with a high standard of Christ's love and calling. If there's one thing his life can teach us, it's that life is not just about the length of time we have and the amount of accomplishments, the titles that we carry, visible medals that are awarded by human hands. But life is about the way that we love, the way we bring joy to the lives of those around us, the way we're able to comfort a hurting heart, and the way we can honor others above ourselves. There will be things in this life we will never receive answers to. But the beauty of this is that we are not God. And what an honor it is to be his children, to be dependent on his hand and his wisdom. There will be a day when all questions will be answered and conflict in our hearts resolved, even though this tragedy and tremendous loss has come upon our family. We still choose to say that God is good. His love never fails. And although our life is but a vapor, as the scriptures say, we have a hope beyond anything this world can offer, a hope that cannot be stolen by anything or anyone. The reality of the cross of Jesus, that he paid once and for all to seal our hearts with an eternity with him. We do get attached to this earth, but we are first and foremost citizens of heaven, just passing through. In painful times like these, we tend to all reflect and remember just how little the temporary things matter and how often we allow our eyes to drift off of the one thing. As we mourn the loss and simultaneously celebrate the life of our beloved Arthur, we choose to still praise Jesus and stand on his unending, immeasurable love. It is because of him that we can stand on a day like today with a deep peace, knowing that this is not our home and death is just a passageway into eternal glory with our precious Jesus. We will always remember you, Arthur. We honor you today, your full life and many memories. As we say our goodbyes, we earnestly wait for the day we will all be reunited and can embrace you once again, till we meet again.
My name is Diana, and I'm Arthur's older sister. Most of you guys know that. I never thought I'd have to witness the funeral of one of my younger brothers. Arthur was the sunshine in our family. He brought light all the time. He was always happy. Growing up, he was always happy no matter what. He had the most loving, generous heart. He would always share everything. He'd always give me the last of everything. He'd come home on Valentine's Day and he'd share all his candy with me, or he'd be making breakfast for the family. He was little and I remember there was this one time where he was making pancakes for the family. He was like, I don't know, he was really little, but he made like this big heart-shaped pancake for me. And he brought it upstairs to my room, and I was in a rush for like a date or something. It's before I was married to my husband. And he brings it over, and he was so proud, and he was just, here you go, this is for you. And, I was in a rush. I was like, kind of like, get this pancake away from here, And that's how I was growing up. But he was always very loving. And no matter what, he always loved me, and he had a very gentle spirit. He really respected Mom and Dad, our parents. He really loved Mom. I remember this was Mother's Day of last year, and there was a group text that I put together with my brothers, and we're like, let's just get a big bouquet, and make a big bouquet from all of us. And Arthur calls me later, and he's like, how many roses or how much is in that bouquet? Because so it doesn't look like it's it has to be big, and I'm like, it's gonna be big. It's gonna be it's big. And I tell him, and he's like, I don't know, I was just thinking it'd be a better idea to cover her whole office with roses, have a florist come in. And so she wakes up in the morning, and that's the first thing that she sees. He was a very romantic guy. He would always, my mom sometimes she'd have, in her job, she'd have times where she was stressed out or overwhelmed, and he would always go to her and give her a hug, give her back rubs, make her some tea. He just loved her a lot. He would always tell me of how one day he wanted a wife just like her. This is all very hard. It's hard to come that this is reality. It just feels like I'm attending somebody else's funeral, not my own brother's. I just can't believe it. I just remember he always wanted to include everybody, never disclude anybody, and he had a very generous heart. He was very loving and kind, and Jesus shined through him all the time. But I'm just happy, and I know that he's in heaven right now with baby sister Abigail, and he's rejoicing, and I love him and will miss him forever.
Arthur was my big brother, my best friend, and a role model. I remember back to the countless hours we spent making memories together, whether we were just hanging out or sitting and talking. There's never a dull moment with him. Arthur had a big love for cars, and if you know me, I did too. Me and him always talked about our cars and cars we wanted to get in the future. I remember when he just first bought his Beamer, he was so happy and he was so excited that he bought it, and he wanted to finally show me it. I'll never forget that first ride he gave me, and that smile that he had was just unforgettable. If I was ever upset, he would never look the other way. He would always find some kind of way to cheer me up. Whenever I needed some kind of help or just an extra set of hands, especially with my truck, I would always ask Arthur because he was always so happy to say yes, no matter what. He would always put his plans aside, even just for me. He would always go out of the way for anyone in need. He loved helping people, and had such a kind heart, and always inspired me. I am who I am today because of him. He was someone I would look up to, and I was proud to call him my brother. So I thank God for putting him in my life, and I can't wait to meet him again in heaven.
Where do I start? Arthur, my big brother. Me and Arthur, as kids, we grew up together. As little kids, we always played together. We fought together. I remember when we were kids, we'd go trucking with my dad, and me and Aaron were never allowed to go together because we would always fight. So Arthur always had to come with one of us to be able to go trucking, and we'd fight with who'd be able to go with Arthur. And that's just, and we'd spend like so much time together, growing up. And there was this time where I was probably, probably still in elementary school, and Arthur's probably like in 6th grade or so. There's this field behind our house, and we'd always go back there with our friends. We had a neighbor, his name was Stan. We'd always go back there and build like little forts. There's like these construction workers would put like these nets and bamboo sticks for the trees, and we disassemble all of that and build these forts out of the grass and everything, and take probably every single piece of bamboo that was out there. And Arthur, like, we would fight, you know, and I think, man, this guy's just always out to get me. But then, like, after I realized, man, this guy, he really always just wanted the best for me, and I just couldn't really take it when he would call me out. But everyone knows that Arthur always wanted the best for everyone, and he would always try to better you. And I just couldn't take it sometimes, and then I just, you know, like, man, this guy's killing me. But yeah, I remember when I first got my car, I got a 435, and I wasn't gonna get that car. I was gonna get something. I was thinking, man, I'll probably just get something, you know, like, it doesn't have to be fast, you know, whatever. It doesn't really matter to me. I'll just get whatever. I'll say, Arthur, you know, I'll probably get an automatic too. Arthur's like, Jason, you're not doing that. He said, you got to get your first sports car. I guarantee you're gonna love it, and you got to get a manual. Like, dude, I don't need that. Eventually, I thought about it, and I was like, you know what, let's do it. And I went to Arizona. I got my first manual BMW, a white BMW, just like Arthur's. And after a long drive home, the next day, it was Monday, it was youth. And Arthur was running late. And I was about to leave. Arthur's like, hold on, don't go anywhere. We got to take our first ride together. I was like, man, come on, I don't want to be late. I was like, okay, whatever, I'll wait for you. So I waited for him, and we drove out together, and he was just so happy for me. We went to the gas station, and he took a picture of our cars parked together and said, bro got his first car, and it just made me so happy that he was just so happy that I got that car. And we drove down I-84 down here going to church, and my friend Ruben Yev was with us. He just happened to see us on the road, and he was recording us, kind of doing flybys. And Arthur asked me to record him while he's passing the tunnel, because he had his he had exhaust and all that, and I recorded that video for him. And then after, we were back to I-84, and we were flying down the road, absolutely flying. And I remember I was going like, I don't know, like 155. And we were just flying and zipping through past cars. And there was such an exhilarating moment. I was like, man, this is crazy. Because before I drove my parents' 5 Series, it was, some of those know it wasn't the most beautiful car. But then I got that, and the power was just there for me, and it's so much fun. And getting that car is the best idea or is the best thing I've ever done. And that car just makes me so happy, and knowing that Arthur convinced me to get that car. And we spent a lot of time together. We worked every day in the office. I started probably like a 1.5 years ago or so, and I came in there, you know, my first week, I was like, man, dude, I was asking Arthur, man, like, how soon will I be able to make money to buy my first car? He's like, I mean, I don't know, like, there's a learning curve, you know? Like, man, I want to make money right away. It's like, I don't know if I should do this. It's like, okay. I started doing it, and my first week, I got like 5 loads, for people who know that is. And first week, I was so happy, and I made the most money I've ever made, because I used to print shirts with ribbon wrap all over in high school for like $10 an hour. As little as it sounds, it was the biggest blessing for me in high school. It was that was my first job where I made, you know, some decent money at least. But I was so happy, and Arthur was like really proud of me. Like every load that I got, he would like hype me up and like, good job, bro, you got this, you know? And he just always, he's always cared for me. And this guy, Arthur, he loved football. I never really told anyone this, and I don't even think he even knows himself. But when we were kids, I was honestly very young. We were trucking, and my dad went like inside, or I think he was sleeping, and me and Arthur were in the front seat of the semi-truck, just talking about like football. And Arthur loved the New York Jets. Like he absolutely loved them, even though we know how they are now, and they're not the best team. But he stuck through it. But as a kid, I asked Arthur, what's a good football team? He's like, I don't know, the Patriots. They're a good team. So ever since then, I just love the Patriots. And I don't know, that team just stuck with me. And I've honestly literally, I don't think I've ever told this story, but this is that, for those wondering, that's how I started loving the Patriots. And in the office, I know, as you know, Arthur loved football, and we'd always maybe around 11 or 12. It could be a nice day, not even nice, even raining. He didn't care. Guys. It was me and Dennis in the office. Like, guys, let's go outside and just toss the ball a little bit. I don't know, we got work. Come on, it'll be 5 minutes. 5 minutes. We'd go out there, pass the ball, and it ended up being like 20 minutes. But it would kind of refresh us, and we just felt so much better after we come back in the office and just get stuff done. And he always, no matter how much work there was, he always wanted to play a little ball because he just loved it so much. And our friends, our little Jesus guy chat, we pitched in and got him the football to display his love for football. And also, I wanted to add how when he passed away, I was just absolutely torn, because I was the one that found him initially, and I was just so torn. And when I figured out the news, and I just next day I just felt like this heavy weight was on me, like this 100-pound blanket was just on me at all times, and life was just so dull and so painful. And I would just think, how am I going to do this without him? How am I going to live without him? I can't live without him. Life was just so painful. I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just so tired of it all. And I was thinking to myself, why? Why always the good ones? Why my big brother Arthur? I never understood. I just couldn't even think to myself, why him? He's not the guy that died. He's the guy that's with me, by my side. And then that night, I was like, God, please just help me here. Help me understand. Give me the supernatural comfort that I know only you can give me. Because I know nothing else in this world, material or anything, no person can help me just feel better except for you. And the next day was Sunday. And we were at church, and I just prayed that morning again, because I just kept breaking down in church, or just trying to collect myself. And then all of our friends went out. We ate. We had a good time in life. Just kind of felt normal again. I just felt like me. And on the way home, I was driving home to get changed for second church. And I'm driving home, and I just realized, I'm thinking to myself, why am I sad? There's no reason to be sad. As kids, we'd always dreamed about, one day I'm going to be in heaven with Jesus. I'm going to be there. And the main goal as a Christian is this whole race as a Christian is to be there. That's the goal. That's the final destination. And my parents, my mom and dad, they raised him for this exact reason, to make him a good, well-rounded young man that loved everyone and cared for people, and so that people would just love him. And
they taught him to be a good Christian boy. And he finally did it. And my parents, they disciplined him through everything. They taught him through everything. And he finally did it. He's there with my baby sister and Jesus. He's up there in heaven. And that just brought me so much peace and joy in my heart. I feel like I realized to myself that death really is, it's God's grace. It's a kindness. This world is so fallen. And up there, it's absolutely beautiful. There's no pain. There's nothing. Like, nothing's better than that. And he finally made it. And the good ones go there because they're ready and they deserve it. And that just brought me, my heart just, that 100-pound blanket just completely just fell off of me. My heart just filled up with so much joy. I just finished the rest of the drive home smiling and just so happy. And I came home to my mom to tell her the story, to try to cheer her up, because I know it was so hard for her. I just, Mom, he's there. He's finally there. I'll see you in heaven, big brother.
One day you'll make everything new, Jesus. One day you will bind every wound. The former things shall all pass away, no more tears. One day you'll make sense of it all, Jesus. One day every question resolved, every anxious thought left behind, no more fear. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. Face to face, Jesus, is there a greater vision of grace? And in a moment we shall be changed on that day. And one day we'll be free, free indeed, Jesus. One day all the struggle will see your glory revealed on
face to face. Jesus, is there a greater vision of grace? And in a moment we shall be changed. In a moment we shall be changed. In a moment we shall be changed. On that day, when we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Arthur, we'll sing and shout the victory. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Arthur, we'll sing and shout the victory. We'll sing and shout the victory. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. With my soul. It is well with my soul. And it is well with my soul. With my soul. And it is well with my soul.
Мене звати Едвард Нікіфорець. Артур був мій двоюрідний брат. Я пам'ятаю, коли він дуже любив йти на рибалку. Я пам'ятаю, як він перший мав машину, і по цій причині він міг мене брати з собою. Ми прийшли, гарний день, сонечко сіяло. І ми зловили пару риб. Я 3 форель, він 4. І коли ми йшли до наших машин, якась машина така чорненька зупинила нас. І я зрозумів, що це є, і він теж. І вони спрашують, де наші лайсенса. Я знаю, ми любимо економити гроші, так що ми, звісно, забули купити лайсенса. І, коротше, в кінці кінців рибу забирають і ще дають штраф. І ми розочаровані, їдемо додому. Ми, звісно, були дуже розочаровані. Але через пару неділь Артур мені дзвонить і каже, що ті штрафи, що нам дали, вони просто не є у системі. Він їм подзвонив і просто не є у системі. А я йому кажу, як не в системі? Вони рибу забрали. І, коротше, він каже мені, він дуже розумний був, більше про комп'ютерів знав, чим я. І він знав, що говорив, бо дійсно поліцай, мабуть, дуже було для нього соромно, і він тільки не подав, і ми той день оба зекономили $110. І споминаючи всі ці гарні времена, що я мав з Артуром, коли мені поступилося, що його більше нема, я думав собі, як ти міг забрати таку людину, що, можна сказати, просто був доскональний. І Бог мені показав пізніше, що Він не приходив на цю землю забрати грязну людину. Він приходив у той сад, там, де рози, і забирає саму гарну, яка є. Із всіх світів, що є тут, ви мені знайдіть саму гарну, і то буде Артур. Да, Артур по сьогоднішнього дня нема з нами, але він оставляє нам, і особливо нам, молодим, дуже гарну науку. Він напоминає нам, що наш день не є Господнішній день. Наш план не є Божий план. І Бог має його плани, і вони доскональні. І я не думаю, що Артур би хотів, щоб ми сумували. Він би хотів, я знаю, що він би хотів, щоб ми були крепкими і далі служили Богу. Я є дуже рад бути членом Артуриної сім'ї.
May the Lord comfort us all in the loss of Arthur. I think that from the very beginning, same thing with Max, like he was saying, it was Arthur was the oldest, Max, and then me. I was 2 months off. But from the very beginning, I didn't have any brothers. And every single time it was church, every single Sunday, I would run to Arthur and Ina. I'd be like, Ina, please, can I come over to your house, like in between churches? How many times I cried when you said no. You know? I'm so happy that I got to spend so much time with your family. I'm so happy that Arthur was like that brother that I never had, and Jason and Aaron. When I was younger, I mean, I just wanted to be with someone to like fight and build stuff, and I don't know who taught Arthur how to fight, but he was always the best. He was really good. We grew up together, and later in life, I started dating a girl. And the girl that he dated was the sister of my my girlfriend, or now my fiance. And so many times we would sit together. We would just talk about how the future, how it's going to be like so nice, and how we're going to go on vacations together when we get married, how we're going to go on all these plans, and we're going to plan all these trips, and we're going to spend Thanksgiving, and every single Christmas we're going to be together because we're both a part of the same family. Even though we're family, we're joining a different family together. I was telling this to Jennifer the other day, and I was telling her that every single time I would see his car, I kind of get like a little upset because I knew that he would be there and I wouldn't have that time with Vanessa. And he would feel the same exact way because when I would come, all the attention would go to the other person. And I was telling her, you know, sometimes I wish that like he wasn't there. But now I would do anything to get that like just a minute with him. And I wish I never felt like that. I think the biggest impact that Arthur had on people, his biggest outreach was in teens ministry. I'm sure you guys saw it almost in every single video. We were together. I don't know how we joined this ministry, honestly. No, you know what I mean. Like, we both had a love for the younger generation. We both had this desire to help younger teens, younger people, because we both kind of grew up and we both struggled and we both had our own problems. And Arthur was always there for 4 or 5 years. He was my cabin leader, not my cabin leader. We were cabin people together. We had our own class. We would make the weirdest skits ever. He was super creative. And till this day, I mean, even every single Wednesday, we get together in our classroom. He's the most generous person, one of the most generous cousin that we have. I remember I would buy pizza or he would buy pizza. There was like 2 boxes. And this guy, he would invite every single kid walking around the hall. Like, he'd be like inviting them inside. I'm like, Arthur, stop, there's not enough for us. But he's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And he would be the one to not eat, to let others eat. I hope every single teen that was in teens and that is in teens can learn to love, to not be judgmental, to see the bright in other people. I'm really happy and thankful that I have such an amazing family, that I have such an amazing uncle and aunt, Jason, Aaron, Diana. I love you guys so much. You guys are my brothers and sisters. We love you, and may the Lord give you comfort and peace.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dennis Melnick. First of all, I want to say thank you to every person who came out here, just showing your support, just coming together. This is beautiful, truly, truly beautiful. I'm grateful that I have opportunity to speak today. I am grateful that we are remembering the life of Arthur in a positive way and all the good that he did and how truly impactful he was on all of us. Arthur truly was a great person to have in all of our lives. At first, he was just my cousin. Then, as time progressed, we became friends. And as our friendship progressed, truly I can say our friendship turned into brotherhood. Similar to Mark, I don't have any brothers, much less I don't have any other siblings. I grew up an only child, and Arthur was that person in my life that I really considered as my brother. He was the first person that I looked at, shook him up, and said, "You're my bro, you're my brother." And he knew that. He knew I loved that, and he reciprocated that to me. We talked so much, so often. Just as Max on the phone, we talked for hours, taking up the line when it was only one line availability on the home phones and talking about a whole bunch of different things, and then conference call with all the cousins. It was just beautiful, and I love that. Later on in life, we talked about all our struggles together. We talked about all of our success together. We talked about our accomplishments. We talked about and played football together. We talked about cars. I really feel like we had a special connection over cars, truly. I remember a specific memory that I have with him is we were working on my car. We were underneath it. We were changing out the exhaust, and my exhaust was a little older, and the bolt was basically,
heated and welded in, so you couldn't get it out. And we were probably under the car struggling for about 2 hours. I'll say honestly, an hour and a half, 2 hours. We were so hungry. We were so almost cranky. I remember Arthur's back was hurting. We persevered. We kept going, and we got it off together. We got it off. It's just a small little thing to each person in here, maybe so small. But it just shows you our relationship, that we had that connection. It was really good. And something as small as a bolt like that could bring us so well together. I remember one summer many years ago, we went to Wild Waves with my family and Arthur's family. It was a Saturday, and we spent the whole day together. Wild Waves is an amusement park in Tacoma, Washington. It's like a water park, amusement park. We spent the whole day together. And we had so much fun that entire day. At the end of the day, Arthur wanted to come to my house. So we asked Ina, we asked her, and Vitaly, hey, can Arthur come over? Can Arthur come over? They let. Flash forward, yeah, he comes over. Flash forward 1 whole week. He's still at my house. He still slept over for 1 straight week. In the middle of the week, I remember Ina called, and she's like, hey, when are you coming home? You know, and he's like, I'm just trying to stay here. I'm trying to be with Dennis. We're having a good time. It's the summer. We're just trying to be together. It was beautiful. And he stayed. Come Saturday, Ina calls. She says, Arthur, did you forget about us? It's been 1 week. Where have you been? Arthur asked for another night at my house. He stayed 8 days at my house from Saturday to Sunday. It was beautiful. And it was a golden memory that me and him shared. We went longboarding that time. We would eat out. We swimming, everything. It was just beautiful. And it was a golden memory that me and Arthur look back to even recently, years later, we looked back to that, and it was beautiful. About a week before Arthur went to heaven, I hung out with Arthur. He invited me over to his house. We had a good time. First thing I did when I came to his house, randomly Vitaly called Arthur, and he's like, hey, we need to run some errands. We needed to drop off some tires. So we do that together with him. We drop off the tires, working together. It was just like the good old days. We lifted up the tires. It was just really beautiful and nice. And we finished up. We're heading back to his house to do sauna. And he's like, hey, I want you to drive my car back. And he gives me the key. And I drove his car back. It was just really, really beautiful in a way. You know, it was just that one last ride that I had. And, he wanted to hear his car, how it sounded from the outside, and he was in a second car, and I was doing pulls and flying by and slowing down, and it was just so beautiful. When we got back to his house, we did sauna. It was awesome. We had truly an amazing conversations, full-time talk about the past, about the current, about the future. I told him plans that I had. He told me plans that he had, and he truly hyped me up when I told him about my plans and what I was looking forward to, and etc. And I tried to do the same to him. It was already getting late, I remember. It was close to midnight, and it was time to head home. And I remember I'm shaking him up, and he's like, hey, by the way, we didn't get to eat, but I want to give you some food. And so he gives me some food to go. Ina made that day in a box. It was so nice, just such a small gesture from him, but just showed how genuine and how kind he was. And I had lunch for the next day. It was just a beautiful memory, a last memory with Arthur that I had. Aaron, Jason, Diana, Jennifer, I reach my hands out to you guys. Truly, nothing can explain, nothing can comfort, only the Lord can. But I reach my hands out to you. I am here for you. I am praying for you. My hands are here for you. I am here for you. If you need anything, call me anytime, any place, anywhere. I will be there for you. I will be Arthur. I will be the best I can to try to be like Arthur for you in your lives. Vitalik, Ina, I want to say that Arthur was a strong, beautiful, godly man of God. He feared the Lord. You guys raised him right from young. We all had ups and downs in our lives, but it brought me joy, and it brings me joy to know that he found the Lord. He gave his life to Christ. He had such a kind heart and a loving heart. And I know that you guys poured that into him from birth right until the end. And I'm so grateful for that. I know he loved you guys very much, very, very much. and that he is in heaven with our Lord God and our Savior. Arthur, I love you, brother. Until we meet again.
Before we sing our song, I wanted to read the verse that the song was inspired by, and if you guys could put it on the screens in both languages, I'd really appreciate that. This is 1 Peter 5, verse 7, and it's, "Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you."
Cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what I will cast all my cares upon you. I cast all my cares upon you. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. I cast all my cares upon you. Yes, I do. I lay all of my burdens down at your feet. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you. And anytime I don't know what to do, I will cast all my cares upon you.
Я ніколи не думав, що в моєму житті прийдеться говорити на такому служінні, на передпохоронню моїх дітей. Але чомусь Господь це допустив. А знаєте, Артур, він родився, можна сказати, в сфері євангеліста
Він буквально з 2 місяців їздив з нами по всіх евангелізаціях кожну неділю. Ми за нього молилися, і за нього молились церкви. Я пам'ятаю, коли він був дуже малесенький ще, не знаю, скільки йому було, декілька місяців, він захворів ввечері, субота, дивлюсь, Інна така сумна. Я кажу, чого ти сумуєш? Вона каже, Артурчик заболів, ви завтра їдете на служення, мені треба з ними бути вдома. Я кажу, ні, ми за них помолимося і разом їдемо. І рано в неділю ми вже були у Вашківцях, у Петра Васильовича на служінні. Всі разом, і Артурчик був з нами, слава Господу. Він з самого маленького переживав багато Господніх чудес. Господь його велико благословив. Знаючи, він виростаючи був такий дуже креатив. Завжди щось любив придумати. Я пам'ятаю, взяв його в рейс, їхав з ним. Каже, Артурчик, дай мені печення. Він мені приніс. Так я 3 рази попросив, на 4-й раз попросив, він скільки міг взяти в руку, приніс. Каже, just in case. І він завжди був такою дитиною, який дякував за все. Купив йому печення, тату, дякую за печенька. Тату, дякую, мама, дякую за молочко. Дякую за рубашечку. За все, що йому купили, він буквально за все дякував. Він завжди був вдячний і ніколи не плакав, що в нього чогось немає. Він завжди був всім довольний. І вже був дорослий, Інна йому казала, Артур, давай підемо, тобі треба купити якусь одежу. Мамо, у мене все є, мені нічого не треба. Він завжди був довольний. Хоча він був як всі діти. Деколи робив збитки, як казали хлопці, деколи був добрий. Я пам'ятаю, коли він вже підріс, був більш дорослий, я до нього прийшов в кімнату, він серйозно провинився, я прийшов з ним говорити. Зайшов в кімнату, щоб ніхто не бачив, ні дружина, ні другі діти, сів біля нього на ліжко, почав говорити з ним. Ну, дивлюсь, він вже дорослий і не дуже приймає те, що я говорю. Я кажу, Артурчик, я виростав так само, як ти. Я був точно такою дитиною, почав розказувати своє життя, де я робив недобре, і як Бог мені допомагав навернутися до нього, як Бог мені допомагав вийти з тих проблем, які я був. Я бачу, в нього з'явилися сльози. Він мене уважно вислухав і сказав, тату, я буду старатись. Я б хотів заохотити кожного батька та мати. Проводьте час із своїми дітьми. Не бійтесь розказати про своє життя, яке воно було. Розкажіть їм, яке у вас життя було. І як вам Господь поміг, щоб ви були спасенні. Це допоможе вашим дітям, виростаючи, прийти до Бога. Я багато разів з ним розмовляв. Я йому казав, Артур, коли тобі сильно важко, коли ти бачиш, що нема, прийди до Бога, розкажи йому всю глибину твого серця, і він тебе пойме. Ви знаєте, він був такий, що він ніколи не любив хвалитися. Того всього, що зараз розказували його друзі, я навіть частини того всього не знав, що він робив для других. Він ніколи не любив хвалитися про себе. То в нього було естественно, він то просто робив, тому що йому Господь давав то робити. Він ніколи не проходив мимо, щоб він не обняв маму. І знаєте, як він був малесенький, прибігав до нас і любив лягти біля нас, так уже дорослий. Приходила субота, коли вже немає роботи, вільні, ми ще не проснулися, він спустився вниз, зайшов до нас в кімнату, ліг між нами. Йому так було добре, тому що він любив своїх батьків. Моє серце плаче, тому що я втратив сина. Але з другої сторони, я знаю, де він є. Я знаю, що він у Господа. Я дякую кожному з вас, хто молиться. Я думаю, що без ваших молитв, без сили Духа Святого, яка нас укріпляє, ми б цей шлях не змогли пройти. Но Господь, я вірю, що по ваших молитвах укріпляє нас з дружиною і дає нам можливість пройти цей важкий шлях. Я вірю, що він зараз з Господом. Я вірю, що він там, куди він стремився своє життя. Ви знаєте, десь місяці 2 тому назад був один служитель з Німеччини. Я запросив його до нас додому, запросив молодіжних лідерів, молодь, хто міг. Не всі могли, але хто міг, вони прийшли, молилися разом. Його Бог вживав багато в пророцтві. Багатьом було пророцтво від Господа. І він підійшов до наших 3 хлопців. Почав пророкувати Джейсону за його життя, почав пророкувати Арону за його життя, підійшов до Артура і каже: "You are special. I have a special plan for you." І все, більше нічого. Ми не розуміли. І потім підійшов до нас і каже, то ще був 21-й рік, він каже, в 22-му році, в вашу сім'ю прийде важкий шторм. І тільки з молитвою, тільки з піддержкою ви зможете його пройти. Ми не розуміли, що воно є, але сьогодні ми розуміємо. І дякую кожному, хто прийшов сьогодні підтримати нас. Дякую кожному, хто молиться. Хай вас Бог благословить. І ще б я хотів попросити, батьки, цініть своїх дітей. Вам їх подарував Господь. Цініть їх, любіть їх. Так, вони бувають непослушні. Треба їх деколи закликати до дисципліни. Но робіть це з любов'ю завжди, щоб вони відчували в вас Христа. Тоді вони прийдуть до Господа і будуть служити Йому. Амінь.
Ми дуже вибачаємося перед всіма, тому що у нас ще є трошки програми, але програму ми мусимо зрізати. Хто сьогодні не має можливості зробити, ви зможете це зробити завтра на кладовищі. Ми надаємо місце Єлена Басараб, і після того пастор закінчить молитвою.
Доброго вечора, дорогі наші друзі, рідні, близькі, далекі. Я ніколи в своєму житті не думала, що таку біль можна пройти. Але я дякую Господу, що у нас є Господь і що ми є віруючі люди. Я би хотіла, Інна, Віталік, ти зо мною в служінні з першого дня мого в жіночому служінні. І ми багато з тобою молилися. Наші сестрики в групі є, багато піддержували. Я не пам'ятаю одного такого разу, де я би тобі сказала, Інна, там є нужда, туди треба піти. Ти ніколи мені не відказувала. Твоє серце Бог готував зарані, як кажуть по-російськи. Ти мала то серце чутливе до Духа Святого. Я пам'ятаю, в 16 років ми родилися в великій сім'ї, нас 9 дітей в сім'ї. Вона остання сестра моя, сама дорога. Та й кожен брат, і кожна сестра, вони є дорогі для нас. І я пам'ятаю, як вони поїхали в Київ, була велика евангелізація, і Бог дав їй дар, вона мала дар пророцтва. Бог використовував, Бог готував твоє сердечко, дорога моя сестричко. Ви знаєте, з суботи на неділю, це було 4 часа ранку, 4:30 ранку. І я проснулася, і в мене більше сна не було. І я одразу почала лежачи на своєму ліжку, і я в думках молилася за свою сестру, за Віталікину сім'ю, за Діаночку, Влада. І я так сильно кажу, Боже, дай, щоб вона спала. Дай їй сон, дай, щоб вона могла спати. Тому що якщо навіть ти ніч проспиш, ти зможеш на другий день по-другому себе вести. І ви знаєте, дорогі брати і сестри, і Бог мені показує видіння. Я бачу Артура, він такий щасливий, він такий веселий, він зустрівся зі своєю сестричкою. І він так, як знаєте, як коли ти дуже довго не бачиш малих дітей, і він взявся, і він так кружився, тримав її на руках. Він таке щасливе лице мав. І я бачу другу картину. Інна з Віталіком убиті горем. І було такий голос: «Ибо это моє определение». Я собі в думках і казала: Господь, які ми щасливі люди. Ви знаєте, я кажу, вранці я вже більше не спала, і я написала їй меседж Віталіку, Інні, кажу: Інна, Віталік, в якому він гарному місці, він такий щасливий. Якщо мама з татом знає, що дитина уїжджає в друге місце і набагато їй там краще, вона буде скучати, але вона знає, що вона знаходиться в такому прекрасному місці. Я знаю, що ми всі туди йдемо. Іночка, Віталік, Діаночка, Джейсон, Артур, Арон, Влад. Служіть Господу, щоб ваше серце ніколи не скам'яніло, щоб ви обідалися на Бога. Я знаю, Інна, що ти будеш підтримувати багатьох. Я знаю, ти пройшла багато у своєму житті, але Господь тобі допоможе. Я дуже вдячна Господу, що ми знаходимося в такій церкві, де ми можемо допомагати друг другу. Дорогі брати і сестри, це дуже болить. Коли ви чуєте такі, помагайте. Я хочу подякувати всім, хто приклав руки до цього служіння. Благословіння вам.
Інколи на предпохоронних, на похоронних служіннях кажуть так, що важко говорити. А я скажу вам, браті і сестри, що прослухавши всю програму служіння від першого виступаючого і ось до останнього, хто був переді мною, я зрозумів, що в них є що говорити, і вони хотіли би ще говорити. І, мабуть, серед вас, шановна родина, всі співпрацівники, яке б не було служіння у вас, ви хотіли би засвідкувати про життя, служіння Артура. Я навіть думаю, я не знаю, там написано, що сестра Інна, що ти теж будеш говорити. Написано Віталік і Інна. Ні. Ну, час дуже швидко біжить, дійсно. Бувають випадки на похоронах, дорогі присутні, коли і немає що говорити. Правда, служителя, проповідники? Буває. І тому сьогодні в мене немає інших слів, як тільки, звичайно, у перших фразах я абсолютно щиросердечно приєднуюся до всіх тих, хто висловлювали сердечне співчуття. У мене так само на серці печаль, смуток. Ви не знаєте, дорогі брати і сестри, всі, хто є не з Чернівців, що ця родина, Віталік і Інна, і батьки їхні навіть, ми з одної місцевості переїхали сюди. Я так благодарен вам, що коли ви переїхали сюди, що ви оприділилися в нашій церкві, в нашій громаді. Мені дуже приємно з вами спілкуватися. Я пам'ятаю так чуть-чуть, як ми зустрічали вас, як ви вирощували дітей своїх від самих маленьких і от до цього часу. Хочу сказати вам, брати і сестри, ну, як пастор церкви, такими членами церкви я дуже радію. Нехай вас Господь благословить. Нехай Господь підкріпить вас у цей час. Він знає, як це зробити. А ми з вами. Крім того, з родиною Нікіфорців ми і в родині зараз. Сестра Інна, твій брат, Саша, там наші свати. ми разом з вами. Нехай Господь поможе не тільки вам, а всій вашій родині багаточисельній, і всій церкві нашій в цей непередбачений і важкий час розлуки співчувати вам і підтримувати вас в молитві. Це є дійсно так. Мені здається, що від того часу, коли ми почули цю важку, тяжку звістку, мабуть, ні в одній душі із членів нашої церкви не було байдужного стану. Всі ми, я теж говорив, не знаю, скільки людей, і всі казали: Господи, благослови цю родину. Я так само хочу вам сказати, від нашої сім'ї, у нас теж велика сім'я і родина, від братерської ради, від всіх лідерів наших, хто є в церкві, на різних установах працюють, ми вам щиро співчуваємо і бажаємо, щоб Господь замінив скорботу на радість. Хай Господь поможе. Звичайно, друзі мої, зараз ми будемо молитися без пояснення і без інтерпретації. В адресу Артура вже сказано дуже багато і дуже гарно. І є, мабуть, ще більше, що сказати. Дозвольте мені, шановна родина, шановний тато і мама, Віталік і Інна, можна звернутися до всіх присутніх, хто є тут. Я вбачаю, що одне із питань, чому Господь вчинив так у вашій сім'ї, це для того, щоб сказати сотням молодих людей, які сьогодні тут, що Бог керує долею людини і Бог определяє, скільки жити. Є написано, святий апостол Павло, посланню до Ефесян, 5 розділі, ось так сказав, і ще раз скажу, без пояснень, але нагадаю вам і собі в тому часі, із 15-го вірша сказано так: «Отож, уважайте і будьте обережні». 16-й вірш: «Використовуйте час». 17-й: «Розумійте, що є воля Божа». Ось 3 головних гасла і направлення до всіх людей, які живуть на землі. Я сьогодні звертаюсь до нас, віруючих християн, звертаюся до членів Української біблійної церкви. Ви всі дорогі Господу, я вас щиро люблю. Но хочу сказати, уважайте і будьте дуже обережні. Я думаю, що на цих словах можна було би провести чудову проповідь. Уважайте і будьте обережні. Всі негаразди в людському житті, які стаються, це тільки через безувагу і через необережність. Катастрофи, аварії, неудачі і так далі. Слідуючи, молодь, використовуйте час. Я думаю, що якби Артурчик міг сказати щось для нас в даний час, він би сказав: да, я багато зробив доброго для Господа, але можна було би, може, ще й більше зробити. Тому що так життя на землі. Давайте будемо використовувати час і будемо розуміти, дорога молодь, дорогі християни, що є воля Божа. У всякому випадку життя воля Божа, якщо буде, нас буде благословити Господь. Амінь? Будь ласка, встанемо на ноги і помолимося всі разом. О милосердний, святий праведний Господь, цей вечір при закінченні цього особливого служення, в якому ми були свідками так багатьох свідкувань про життя нашого молодого братика, синочка, брата Віталіка і сестри Інни. Господи, Ти бачиш наші серця, Ти бачиш і хвилювання, і турботи. Боже, ну я так радію в серці своєму, Господі, що Ти мав між нами такого молодого брата. Слава Тобі за це. Господі, я прошу, щоб це свідоцтво, ці свідчення, які говорили друзі, родина про нього, щоб вони не припинили свою діяльність в нашій громаді, але щоб вони продовжилися їхніми друзями. Навіть братики його, Артура, нехай вони візьмуть цю естафету і ведуть далі в житті своєму. Я прошу Тебе, дорогий Господь, щоб Твоя милуюча ніжна рука цей час була над цією родиною особисто, біля батька і матері, і родини. Господі, один Ти можеш знайти слова, якими можеш потішити, і та потіха буде звершенна. У світі немає таких слів від поета, від якогось мудрого чоловіка. Но Ти, коли скажеш, Ти, коли даш відкриття благодаттю Святого Духа, то буде настояща потіха сумуючим. Я прошу Тебе, дорогий Господь, благослови. Я прошу Тебе, любящий Господь, благослови всіх присутніх на цьому місці. Нехай, Господи, ця подія, яка як трагедія сталася в нашій громаді, буде великим знаком червоного кольору, який би побачили всі і могли зрозуміти, що такі випадки стаються в житті. Боже святий, поможи нам готуватися кожний раз до зустрічі з Тобою. Благослови кожну душу, хто є на цьому місці. І якщо хтось є такий, хто сьогодні не впевнений, якщо він завтра не прокинеться, і Господь його не зустріне, дай покаяння в цей вечір. Дай, Господь, щоб Дух Святий постукав і привів до Тебе, Ісус. Я прошу Тебе, Твої плани, Твоя дія для цього, щоб спасати людей. Ми також всі разом просимо, Господи, завтрашній день благослови. Нехай милосердний Господь також буде продовження благодаті Твоєї, святкування і все те, що потрібне народу. Дай, дорогий Господь, щоб була зручна погода, щоб всі, хто мають бажання, могли зустрітися і провести в останню путь. А нас усіх і при розході, і при виході з дому молитви благослови, збережи від усякого роду зла, нещастя, біди. А ми за все прославимо Тебе, великий Бог, Отець, Син і Дух Святий. Амінь. Благодать Господа нашого Ісуса Христа і любов Бога Отця та єднання Святого Духа нехай буде з усіма нами. Амінь. Може, ви скажете?
Як обично, у нас є такий порядок. Звичайно, ми дякуємо всім, хто пожертвували своїм часом, прийшли сюди для того, щоб дійсно віддати цю шану. Щиро вдячні. Другий порядок такий буде. Рідня буде стояти тут. І хто бажає пройти, тому що ви не маєте можливості завтра прийти на захоронене тіло, яке відбудеться в 12:30 після обіду на 112-й вулиці, як ми це всі знаємо, називається Evergreen Gardens. І, будь ласка, якщо ви можете пройти у Ванкувері, це на 112-й вулиці, будь ласка. І також там біля дверей є такі карточки, або фотографії, або відкриточки. І якщо ви бажаєте написати якесь побажання для родини, що ви знали за Артура, ви також можете це зробити. Будьте благословені.
Don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, troubles they don't last always. For there's a friend named Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. Don't have to worry, and don't you be afraid. Joy comes in the morning, troubles they don't last always. For there's a friend in Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. With Jesus I can take it. With Him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. So when your tests and trials, they seem to get you down, and all your friends and loved ones are nowhere to be found. Remember there's a friend named Jesus who will wipe your tears away. And if your heart is broken, just lift your hands and say, oh, I know that I can make it. I know that I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. With Jesus I can take it. Only with Him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hands. Oh, with Jesus I can take it. With Him I know I
is in your hand. Oh, in Jesus I can take it. With him I know I can stand. No matter what may come my way, my life is in your hand. My life is in your hand. My life is in your
You will have practice. Just let us all divine.